Hello everyone, this is Chaim Durst. Today I'm going to be talking about a topic that is very near and dear to my heart. Simplicity. The importance of keeping it simple. Oftentimes students look at my writing and they say, Mr. Durst, you write like a fifth grader. And I take that as a compliment. Rather than trying to overcomplicate things, I simplify them. Why? I think the reader appreciates that. I have compassion for the reader. Your admissions officer who's reading your essay has likely read several hundred that day. They're tired, they want to go home, they want to take a rest. What they do not want to do is wade through a quagmire of syntax. Have compassion for them. Convey your ideas with simplicity and with clarity. That doesn't mean, however, it has to be monotonous. Doesn't mean that it has to be over simple. It just means that you can always default to what is clear and what is effective. If you see a sentence that is underlined in Grammarly or in a Google Doc for being overly complex, stop and ask yourself, can I rewrite this in fewer words? And if so, try to do so and see how it sounds. I always recommend that you read it out loud. If you get tripped up trying to read it, then so will the reader. Again, after you're done, go back and also see if you can vary the syntax. Have a few simple lines, then have a few that are complex. I'm going to give some examples here. So let's talk about the power of simplicity. When strong, act weak. This has been a theme throughout the Art of Essay, my writing curriculum. If you have critically important content to convey, the best way to do so is through simple, clear, and effective language rather than complex syntax. Clear is always better. If you feel confident about what you're saying, say it as simply and as directly as you can. It often takes great discipline not to overwrite. Let's look at one of the most famous passages in the English language, the Sermon on the Mount. I'm not trying to push religion in any way, just that this has impacted billions of people. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Okay, very simple, clear, and effective syntax. It almost rhymes. Here's a part of the Gettysburg Address, also one of the most famous passages in written English. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. Okay, parallelism, very simple syntax. Both are simple, but it's the simplicity that gives the lines their great weight and meaning. Always err on the side of simple writing. It's going to move the reader much more than complex writing will. So here's a line from an essay, a student's essay. And the water, three words. Are those your tears or mine? Do you realize that you've lost us? I want him back, Father. That's one of the most powerful lines in all of the essays I've ever looked at. I want him back, Father. Each of these lines is simple, concise, and yet poignant. It's also important, however, to vary your syntax and sentence structure. Don't just have a series of simple sentences. That will be boring. You're more likely to keep the reader off guard. Again, think of this as also a mystery, building suspense. If it's just monotonous, you will not be able to do so. So back to that same essay with, I want him back, Father. Here's a line from that. It's not that I'm not patriotic. I'm not. But that's besides the point. I want him near me. I need him. So it's not that I'm not. Okay, I'm not. So you have a triple not. with a semicolon, and then you have, I want him near me. I need him. It ends with a 3-word sentence. This type of syntactic variance, varying complexity, keeps the reader intrigued. One of the exercises that I have my students do, especially when I encounter very convoluted and complex syntax, like sentences that are 20 words, 30 words or longer, I say, okay, go back and rewrite the entirety of your essay, every sentence with 8 words or less. Can they do it? I think once they do, they'll distill what they're trying to say to its pith. And that is often more powerful. It takes great discipline not to overwrite. Do not hide behind a syntactic smokescreen. The reader can see right through it. As we saw from the student's example, having a line like, I want him back, Father, or I need him, those simple, powerful punches, juxtapose with, it's not that I'm not, but I'm not. That more complex syntax tells the reader, well, I know how to write well. I have full command of the grammar at my disposal, but I'm choosing to convey my ideas with clarity and with brevity because I have confidence and because I have respect for you and myself. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Chaim Durst.